Why the government always release cooling measures on the last minute, like on a Friday night, Saturday night, just before midnight? Hiya.
Because they can. Welcome to another episode of Property Roundtable with myself, Harvey, and Rama, bring value to your journey in buying and selling a property in Singapore. And in specific to this channel, we are landed focused.
Yeah.
So all the things we talk about are definitely tiered towards landed sellers or aspiring buyers lah.
So of course today we're going to talk about the SSD thing
Yes.
that came about
Singapore,
at wee hours.
full of acronyms. I think seller stamp duties. In just this week, seller stamp duty, new seller stamp duty rules were
Revert back.
imposed.
Yeah.
So for some it's new, for some it's imposed. For some it's new because they didn't experience the last cycle where this was around.
Yep.
For those who have experienced this is reintroduced lah.
Yep.
So we have a knack of calling them cooling measures, but whether it really does have that impact, it's proof is in the pudding lah. So basically, for those who don't know what happened, so seller stamp duty is a tax that is imposed based on how long you hold the property before you resell it.
Correct.
So Rama, when is it considered that the timeline of seller stamp duty?
Timeline.
Correct. So, for example, so the new seller stamp duty rules are as such. If you sell it within 1 year of holding, the government will tax you 16%
That's right.
of the sale price. Second year will be 12%.
yep.
Third year will be 8%. The fourth year will be 4%, of which after 4 years are over,
That's right.
then it will be 0%.
Yep.
So when is it considered that it's the start of the year counting?
Oh, it's the OTP date, bro. When you, this is the funny part. Because, like I said, they always give lash this out on the last minute.
Yeah.
So,
It wasn't clear.
1 week prior to this announcement, I closed a case with a very long option.
Okay.
To be specific, it's 8 weeks option.
Okay lah, not that long lah.
The moment this news come out, my corporate agent called me, "Hey Rama, will this affect us or not?" Because I buyer's agent.
But how come your how does it affect you? Whether your buyer will still continue?
No, will they be like? Do they have to go through the 4 years or 3 years now? Because my option date is before the announcement.
Correct.
So
He rep seller.
They rep seller. Okay, actually they don't need to care lah.
Why he kanchiong?
Correct, but that's kanchiong lah. Okay, I should be the one who should be kanchionging lah. Okay, but the thing is, I already closed the case 1 week plus before already. So and I don't know about this unless I have a crystal ball lah. Correct?
Yes, correct.
But then I have a long option of 8 weeks.
Yes.
So now I must have proof to show that I didn't play this. Right? This is a serious, real case.
Okay.
Because as you know, last time people will backdate, then got caught all,
Yeah.
So all this is illegal. You all cannot do that. Okay.
Yeah.
But this is a genuine case because we closed this 1 week before.
Yeah.
All right. So now my buyer will be like, "Hey, Rama, do I have to hold it for 3 years or 4 years now without being SSD?" So I told him confidently no for you it's still 3 years because we have everything to prove correct or not?
Yes.
So to me it's the OTP date
Yeah.
Okay.
So actually, I think this is a bit technical lah. If you were to ask me, there wasn't actually anything specific as to mention whether it's an OTP date or whether it's the exercise date. But in all regard, right, I feel that the most important thing is, what did you buy the property? What is the intention? So the intention of the government imposing this or reintroducing this rule is because they feel that even with the overarching environment, right, that the volume and the sales are still doing very well.
That's right.
So, and I think that with an eye on seeing that people are making a quick flip lah, I would say, even though I find it quite funny lah, like how can 3 years be considered a quick flip?
Correct.
To me, a quick flip is weeks or months, right? But a quick flip in Singapore is considered 3 years. So I think to add this 1 year on, in terms of where people are considering this, right? So point number one, I think what we are talking about is, does it really, if it's so important to you, means that there must be some thought in your mind that you want to buy this for a quick flip within 3 years. And now you no longer have that chance to do so if you haven't bought anything.
Yep.
Correct? So because henceforth, right, you will be on a 4-year holding period.
Bro, the way I look at it is like in the early days, my mother, those days got CRT computer screen on. Okay, my mother also don't know much about computers. So when I come back from school, I always play game on. Okay, then she know I always playing game. So when I come home, I go and on the computer, right? Cannot on because she already plug out and then she hide the cable.
Okay.
I look at the policy, this SSD, like that.
Yeah,
because first they say 4 years. Okay. Then after that, you all behave very well. I let you play some more, so I give you 3 years.
Yes.
Then now say, you again play so much, I give back 4 years again.
Correct.
So it's like something this is how they look at it. That means this want to, I tell you, it's not too much already, okay? I just want to slow it down a bit.
Yes.
It's just a way of telling you, look, I'm watching.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, of course, the intent is, they call it a cooling measure. But in the last round, when this was introduced, the property price index continued to move up. So that's one. Two, I think the seller stamp duties impact to the market, right? This is more of an inventory control, meaning that if today we have, let's say 10,000 units launched and 5,000 units are picked up, right? So 3 years later, the developer would have fully sold, let's say, all their units. But the people that went in at the front, within 3 years, they will be selling.
Yep.
And in that particular year, assume you bought your property in 2025, early this year. You'll be selling after 26, 27, 28. You are gunning for the exit, right?
Yep.
But in 2028, there could also be developers who are selling their units. There could also be resellers selling their units. You will end up increasing the amount of inventory that is available for sale in the market.
Yep.
So in that sense, I think the government is trying to spread out the inventory to let the market have a better way of like managing out or selling out the inventory. So actually it's a good move, I feel. Because if we keep reintroducing the same units, for example, you buy a new launch, then 3 years later you resell after TOP, it's still the same project, right?
Correct.
Then new projects, other projects also launch. Then you adding on to the inventory because you double count, you sell twice. Correct. So I would say the SSD is meant to like spread out inventory. Rama, what do you think about?
Actually, you brought up a very good point, bro.
Yeah.
It's the word here is new launch.
Yeah.
Okay. So we rarely have a new launch, or rather, we don't have a new launch for landed lah.
Yeah.
Okay. Unless in the last few years, make cluster housing maybe. Okay. But apart from that, there is no new launch for landed. But there's new launch for condominiums and ECs and all these things. So I think what this SSD is targeting at, I feel personally, is on the new launch, just in case there's sub-sales.
Yeah, correct.
Okay. So they want to avoid the sub-sale.
Yeah.
Maybe they saw some increase in number. I haven't done my research, but I believe that would have been the only reason that I can think of.
I think on top of the numbers, I think probably it's again, right, Singapore, the governance on the housing market has always been one of prudency.
Yep.
I think when the government introduces certain rules, right, they always have a very long vision to the market. And when they have a very long vision to the market, it means that they have a lot more plans. They think that there'll be things that will be coming up that might give a lot of opportunities to different people as well. So therefore, I feel that most of the time when Rama and I, we advise our clients, right, we always tell our clients that the holding period typically for residential house, right, should not be in the tune of 3 years or 4 years. You should be taking a more mid-term kind of hold. Like even if you get a new unit, you can consider leasing it out for a while. You can consider moving in and then you hold out, then you sell, you let your asset stabilize. You let your cost that you spend on, for example, you do you paid for stamp duty, you paid for legal fees. all these are all fixed costs. But the longer you hold it kind of like spread it out lah. So it's like a depreciation like that. Depre. You hold it a bit longer, then your per year cost actually kind of like drops in terms of the fixed cost.
Bro, every time you say something during the show, right?
Yeah.
Then I come up with the points. I just came up with one.
Yeah, correct.
I think one of the reasons why they could have come up with this, I mean, this is just a guess, but tell me whether this makes sense or not.
Correct.
Prior to COVID was 16%, right?
Yeah.
And then now only they changed to 16% again, right?
Yes.
So you must understand those people who bought just before COVID, during COVID, right after COVID,
Yeah.
the 3 years finished already.
Yeah, finish already.
And they all made money big time.
Correct.
So the jump is really high.
Correct.
Maybe it's because of that.
I think it's a free market, and maybe, I mean, in one of our next episode, we'll talk about some pointers on the draft master plan that's coming up. And just as a nugget, right? One of the key things that the draft master plan we're talking about with consultation, let's say we listen in and we hear what's going on, right? It's that the land use in Singapore, right, is becoming more and more challenging. So if we did not miss out, also some news that happened was that some golf courses are going to be taken back. The leases will not be renewed because this is also for taking back the land to do other forms of residential. So I think seller stamp duty in this regard for this particular episode, right? What we want to let people know is that seller stamp duty is not going to have a super high impact.
Yep.
If as long as you hold out within 4 years after, I mean from the date they announced, if you hold for 4 years, it doesn't impact you.
Yep.
If you're before that, you want to sell in 3 years, you could also sell in 4, you could also sell in 5, it still doesn't impact you. This is something that does not impact the behavior of the buyer as long as you're buying it as a normal home purchase. And specific to property roundtable, specific to the table viewers that have been with us, right? You're probably more concerned, which is the third part of this video, which we're going to talk about, is how does this seller stamp duty impact what you currently hold? And how does it impact your next move into the landed property or your next move out of the landed property? So Rama, so seller stamp duty, do you think it has a significant impact over, let's say I give you this scenario, which a lot of our clients are like that. They are currently holding condo units, be it they bought new launch or be it they buy, they're already staying in one. Does it impact them at all? Do you think?
Actually, this is a very specific question because previously when they asked us, hey, before we move into the landed, do you think both of us getting individual condominium units before making that move? Because they are on a lower side of the age. Okay. But right now, although it's just 1 year, it still affects.
Yes.
Okay. Because you don't know what's the market condition 4 years down the road. As compared to 3 years down the road. Okay. So these people would be more concerned about the SSD. It's not about the SSD. It's about what will happen after the 4 years. Where do we stand? Will the landed market be so far away from us that we are unable to catch up anymore?
So what you're saying is that the leap and bound where you get into one position, then you can only sell it after 4 years instead of 3.
That's right.
But you can still sell it in the 4th year. That's all I can say. It's just that you got to pay the 4%. That time you spend waiting, does it impact your ultimate affordability into the market?
Correct.
I think that's a very prudent point. But again, also, these are brand new guys who have not done anything. They are on their first journey, first bound. They're probably from a HDB, maybe they go to a condo, and then from a condo, they want to go to a landed. But in our current space, all I can say is for our viewers and our clients who are currently owning something in the market, regardless of whatever product, I don't think this is meant to have a significant impact on the price. Prices around Singapore, because this is not a geography centric, this is not a profile centric kind of measure. This is an action kind of measure whereby if you don't take that action, it does not impact you. If you're going to buy something to hold beyond 4 years, it does not impact you. So anyone who has bought before that, which is belongs to the universe of people who own property out there right now and have exercised, right, it does not impact you as long as you don't take that move. I mean, even before the announcement, you want to sell within 3 years, you also kena the stamp duty, what? But it wasn't like a big deal because after a while, because market's been like quiet, no news, so this is something new. So Rama, next. So now, which is most important, for our landed buyers out there, if they were to come into the market and they wanted to hear from us, like what do you think Does it impact a strategy towards buying a landed? Does it change anything? Is there like a new game that we don't know?
I'm going to say something now, and I hope the authorities don't listen to this.
No, why not?
Okay. We can be very creative with all our policies, call it cooling measures, whatever, And now you know that you can come up with one, revert back, and then go back to the same thing again. So it's like what we call change underwear, But what if one day when the landed price is it's rallying so high that they come up with a SSD particularly for landed only?
I think in that if that day were to come, I mean, this is something that's really out of the box. I think if that day were to come, right, it should not impact landed homeowners as well. The reason being very simple. Landed has always been a property where people buy and try and hold. Obviously, the younger, the echo boomers, like what people call them, the late 1980s to early 1990s, they are the people that will come in and use the landed or inter-terrace as their first move to leap and bound. But they are also people that are not going to be like move in and take the house as it is, like super old, they'll just stay in it. They will sure spend money to renovate renovate or do any. And the moment they do that, their holding period will increase, because by the time they buy, they start doing the work 6 months, 9 months in. Almost the first year is almost gone already.
Yep.
Then the new house effect, they enjoy it, blah, blah, blah. They live into it. Already like 3 years plus, gone 4 years already. So I feel it doesn't really impact the behavior of the landed owners as well, because they are always well known to be hoarders. I would say hoarders. Landed owners are hoarders. They hoard landed property. So again, this seller stamp duty, even if there was to be a specific rule, I feel that were to be targeted at landed, that it should not change the behavior. From what we know of the profile of our clients, right? They usually typically buy to hold, most of them. And for those who want to do like a one step from an inter to a semi or bungalow, right? They will still need that period, because they buy the house right now, they feel siong like all the money they spend gone. They are not feeling in the need to really recycle this super fast.
I got one more group of people that I want to address, bro. Who I think definitely this SSD will affect them. Landed.
Yes.
If you are in the market to buy a landed and you were previously looking at a 3-year holding period, and you belong to this category where you maximize everything that you have, and then you go into this, that means all in. You're all in for landed. You are cutting it thin there. Then you plan for 3 years. Suddenly now they say 4 years. So you have to tong for another 1 more year. And anything happens in this 1 year, or even that 4 years, you're unable to service the loan. You will have financial difficulty because you cut it thin, correct or not? Then you may have a problem.
That falls back to prudency as well again. And I always believe that for people who want to get into the landed segment, right, that your numbers must be sharp and you must pick the right things. Because if your numbers are not sharp, right, if you're not really clear, nobody really knows what's going to happen to them 3 years down the road in terms of how their job is or their how their affordability is. But it's quite clear from the get-go that if you have already, are you ready to make that move? Because the landed market is currently now, from the time we started the channel, we talked to people about 4 million being the baseline. We talked to people about 4.5 million going to be next baseline. We started talking about $2,000 per square foot being in the market quite some time back. And that was before a lot of people were talking about it. And people probably think that we are mad.
No, I forgot about it.
Yes, we did, bro. We have been on this channel for 2 years. We have talked about 4 million being the new quantum very early in the life stage of this channel. We talked about $2,000 very early in the life stage of this channel as well. In fact, in 2023, we talked about it. Today is 2025. And now we are seeing like quantums below 4 million, almost like hard to achieve unless you look at a small plot. But even now, small plot with a decent house, the sellers are very adventurous. They're asking for 4 million and above, right? So that being said, right, if you already feel that you're like losing out, you really feel like you're being outpaced in the market, right? Then it is more inherent in an imperative for you to come up with a strategy right now. And the strategy you will need to employ right now, right, is going to change your game, because holding period of 4 years doesn't mean you need to hold 4 years. If the propensity of the growth of the price of the property still grows, right, and you're willing to give, maybe I should say it this way. If you're willing to give away some of your profits, right, you can still make money and go. You don't have to squeeze all the way to the end one.
Yep.
The 4th year, you sell, take a giveaway 4%. Okay, lor, it's fine. We leaves the cherry and give the cherry away. We still have the cream at the top. So again, right, this seller stamp duty is a topic that we feel, between Rama and I, we talked about this. And the moment the news came out, we had a chat. It was a nothing news because it was a nothing burger in it. Because this has happened before. We have seen it happen before. And all we have been telling our clients every time was that your holding period, you should never be cutting it so thin, like you say 3 years. But if you are in the position to do so in 3 years, that you're not impacted by this news, right? Happy days for you as well, because you can still choose to do that without having to give anything away, right? So-called the 4th year, 4%. But if this is something that's on the top of your mind, I think what you should be more concerned is the next videos that are coming up, the next few ones that we're going to do, because we're going to address things that are probably more pertinent. We're going to address things like the master plan. We're going to address things like, for example, we're going to address things like what we feel that based on like the news, the results for the 2 quarters of landed market, how we foresee the rest of the year is going to be. These are more what we feel that are very high level. And again, I would like to share this. We provide value added advice and service to clients that engage us exclusively. So don't be offended if you text us, right? Then you said, oh, hi, we got this place and can you give us advice how to like renovate the house? We tell people what they can do to the house when they engage us and we are in the process of buying the house. If you were to buy it already, and I don't see how that value comes in unless you have engaged with us exclusively. I think we are realtors by work. The channel is a hustle. It's a hustle. It's a knowledge channel which we haven't charged a single cent thus far. But we would like to reach out to people who want to work with us exclusively and are serious with our advice and let us get remunerated like what you get remunerated, right? You have a job, you get remunerated. I think it would be very nice for us to deal with clients who are willing to work with us. So in a nutshell, this episode about seller stamp duty, right, is just to reassure everybody, if you are holding something that you currently have already bought long ago, nothing to it. If you are worried that this impacts the market, I don't think this will be the up high in the hierarchy of things that may impact. There could be even bigger things that may impact. And thirdly, I think if you're looking to buy in the landed segment, your holding period typically is already going to be longer than 4 years anyway. So not to worry about it. Rama, do you have like any like closing to this SSD? Like, do you think that there are any points that will help our viewers to, maybe sort out their minds a bit or what?
I don't know. I need to sort out mine. I need to go and get to my law firm. Now I'm a bit stressed. I need to know whether it's OTP date or exercise date.
But your buyer is impacted, man. Will they really need to? They didn't want to hold for 4 years.
No, they're not. But I still want to know lah.
True. I think at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter lah. It's just a matter of like 1-2 months or whatever. It's not going to change much. But
I do remember for the ABSD they had mentioned it specifically before, but this SSD changed so just to know.
So anyway, thanks for watching another episode of Property Roundtable. We continue to provide value-added advice as well as your journey into the segment as well as getting out. We do find a lack of inventory in the market. We would really like to reach out to owners that are living in, for example, the following districts: District 5, District 14, District 16, and District 19. Yes, as always. These few districts, right, are districts that our clients are looking at. And in terms of the more prime, we're definitely looking at the detached segment in the D10. If you have things that are there and you are open to consider for sale, or in fact D15 as well, The semi-Ds are very lacking as well. So if you are owners that own these properties and you are in the process of thinking of whether you want to trade out of them, right? Can you contact us and we can have a discussion and come up with some strategy in terms of how we can sell your property. So thank you and see you in the next episode.